Hi, my name is Ron. I'm the owner of Stanislaus Tow here in Modesto, California. I'm going to try to go through, every now and then I'm going to post different engine diagnostics to help those other towers and people who own the F650. And this actually can pertain to the F250 on and up that's got the 6.7 diesel motor. In this case, I've got one of my trucks that apparently threw a check engine light, and we always try to keep our trucks serviced just for obvious reasons, because you guys are asking for us to help you when you're distressed on the road. So the last thing you need is to have a truck come to you that it's also distressed. So let's go out here and we're going to check this out. As you can see, here's a 2016 F650. And we bought this truck, of course, brand new, it's been actually a pretty reliable truck. The rest of our fleets are 17s and 18s. This was the first year of the 6.7. Prior to 2016, the F650 line was carrying the Cummins motor in them, and then Ford was the 6.7 had been introduced in 2011, and after multiple years of use, they felt comfortable enough to actually fire, if you will, or disconnect divorce Navistar, and Ford actually now owns this motor. So the whole truck from beginning to end actually belongs to Ford, which before it kind of was separated out. Now we're gonna go in here, and first thing we're going to do is we're going to start it up. And let me see if I turn the wheel. And as you can see, we have a check engine light. Truck does run well. The oil change, sorry about that, oil change needed. So what we're going to do is, first thing we're going to do is we're going to plug in a scanner. Now I use the Snap-on Solus scanner. There's two. Obviously, you've got your commercial port, and then you do have your OBD port, 2 port as well. A lot of the readings that you can make on these vehicles can be ran with the OBD2 port. Otherwise, if you want to get further into the motor, you do have to use the commercial, which I also have. But in this case, we're just going to start with the OBD2. So we're going to go ahead and connect into this vehicle. And we're going to load it. Oh, let's go ahead and say yes. Now, let's keep something in mind. A little trick of the trade. These scanners, unless you have the heavy duty lines in these, it's not going to recognize the F650. So it'll recognize all the way up to the F550. Turn the radio down so you can hear me. The F550, but a lot of the P codes are the same regardless, so I'll show you how to do that. The first thing you want to do is, obviously, you want to take this over to Ford. Auto ID. Now initially it's not going to detect the ID because it only goes to 550, so we're going to take this down to 550. You do want to select the diesel, that's because the 6.8 is the V10, so we're going to go, of course, diesel. See, now it detects the entire VIN number to this very truck, so we're going to hit OK. So we don't want to go through a scan, because the code scan is going to check the entire truck, so we want to take this down to just the engine only. Okay, and we want to check for codes. We're going to come to bring this down. We're going to check for memory codes. What's stuck in the system? The ignition must be turned off with the key on. So we're going to go ahead and hit continue yes. All right, so it's a P code P00, B as in boy, D as in David, -00, mass airflow, mass or volume airflow A, circuit range, perform airflow too high, pending DTC, warning lamp. Okay, that particular code is pertaining to anything to do with there are several things you need to check for. Now, we are dealing with a truck that's got now, you have to see, I believe 73,000 miles now. It can range anywhere from your mass airflow sensor that's failed. It can be your leaks around the intake system, leaks around the actual cooler itself. So you need to check for all that. It can be as much as a dirty air cleaner, broken wires. So the list is endless. There's about 6 different items. So you always check the obvious first. So in this case, we're going to go ahead and pop the hood, and I'm going to check for the air cleaner first, and then go from there. Because why dive deep when you need to check for something more basic? So we're going to jump out of this vehicle. Now, a lot of you guys have cameramen out there, so I have to do this kind of solo. So, obviously, here's your 6.7 diesel motor. And here's your mass airflow sensor. It's essentially detecting, it's going to be either the mass airflow sensor or something to do with the intake or your cooler. Which, your cooler, of course, is this big bad boy right here. This is your AC condenser and your cooler, and then you've got your radiator. So first things first, check the air cleaner. So by doing so, we're gonna pop all these clips off. There's 3 clips, 1, 2, 3. And be mindful you don't break anything. Usually, and it always seems to be easier when you try to do it not with 2 hands, but we're gonna do it with 1. I'm going to go ahead and pull the air cleaner out. Oh, already looking like a bad air cleaner. All right, right off the bat, I can already tell you there's our problem. The air cleaner is all boogered up. Therefore, it's restricting the airflow and causing the check engine light to kick on. So in this case, we're going to go ahead and get another air cleaner. So let me order one, and I will get back to you guys. All right. But again, like I said, check the basics first. Don't go diving deep into something dramatic until you check the most obvious first. In this case, the most obvious is checking your air cleaner, and then we'll take it from there. Okay. So there it is. There's a nice, crusty, nasty air cleaner that nobody likes. So actually, let me take that back. I believe I do have an air cleaner. So we're going to go back here in the shop, because we do tend to stock a lot of these items, because we own about 8 of these trucks. I know we have an air cleaner around here. So I'm pretty certain I saw one. Check over here. I just had a stock order brought in. But the important thing is you guys have got to, like I said, check for the most basic and obvious, because sometimes the most basic and obvious is going to kill you at the end of the day. Let me check inside this office here. Let's see here. So we got our filters, oil filters. Well, let's see, what's this here? Oh, let me tell me I got lucky the first time around. Ooh, hang on. Voila! Air filter. Keep stuff in stock, guys. Your towers out there, because in a pinch, it can save you a whole lot of trouble. So here we go. We're going to come over here, make sure this is the right filter. As you can see, it is the right filter. So This thing weighs probably 3 times its weight. Make sure there's not a lot of debris. There's a little bit down in there, but not enough to make me over. And plus there's a sponge filter in here. We want to make sure it's not entirely contaminated, which it's not. So we're going to go ahead and install. And also, when you guys put these things in, we've done it several times, make sure that you don't crush this filter here, and these two need to be separated because I've seen people overlap this. It doesn't allow for a seal. So just FYI, make sure you dash the front part of that filter in first. I don't know if you can see that. It is very, very important that you push that in there first, then push the main filter in, because once again, you want a good seal on your filter. You don't want to force anything. All right, so now that that's done, we're gonna get that back over. This hose right here, you do not have to take it off. It will allow you to lip it in, but don't try to lip the lid, otherwise you will break the fittings. Then you got your main lines to put in. Once again, 2 hands. Be a lot easier, but we're gonna go ahead and make it work. And get all your clips, put them back in place. Okay, dirty air filter. So, once I've established that, you want to come up inside here, go back into your system, which is still on. You want to pull out, and you do want to go down and clear this code. Yes, we're going to clear it. It's going to wait. Code's cleared. Get out of it. Unplug. And we're going to turn the key off. And restart the truck. And as you can see, we no longer have the check engine light. Now, I'm going to get people out there that's going to say, well, you don't know if that actually solved the problem. And you're right. You're absolutely correct. But what did I just tell you? Check the obvious first. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this truck back in service. Obviously, I had a very, very fouled air filter. That is one of the 5 or 6 major reasons why that check engine light does kick on. So change the obvious. I mean, the air filter was obviously filthy. So I'm going to go ahead and put it back in service. If it does come back with another check engine light, highly unlikely, then I would start checking for the MAP sensor itself, or the mass airflow sensor itself. You know, check it on, make sure we have the proper signals that's going into it, and then we also want to check for the physical sensor itself. If the sensor itself is bad, then replace that. Odds are it was just a dirty air cleaner. So I hope that this video helps you guys. Again, it's layman, but at the same time, for me as a tow company, to pass this knowledge off to other towers out there, because there's multiple reasons why these trucks could throw a check engine light. I hope this video helps you out there, and if there's anything in the future, I will be more than happy to post it. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. We want to continue to help those out there. Again, thank you for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.